Welcome back to page 601. Thank you for joining me again to see how I'm doing on Mounjaro. If you're new here, welcome. I'm on this journey to lose weight and to get healthier. During this video, I am going to share week 11 of my progress with you. A really quick reminder for those of you who may be new or who may need a refresher, Mounjaro is an injectable prescription medication that helps to lower blood sugar and control appetite by mimicking hormones in the body. It's used to treat type 2 diabetes and can also help with weight loss. Now, I am taking the FDA approved version of the medication by Eli Lilly. It comes in a box. Here's the box here. And the box contains 4 pre-filled pens. And this is what the pens look like here. These are actually empty. I wanted to save them so I could show you what they look like because they have to be refrigerated. I started my Mounjaro journey on Thursday, December 26, 2024. So I consider this a Christmas present to myself. My Christmas present actually was to give myself better health and better peace. I started my Mounjaro journey taking the 2.5 milligram introductory dose. I took it for 8 weeks from December the 26th, 2024 through February the 20th, 2025. I started taking the 5 milligram injections on February the 27th, 2025. So I've been on this dose, the 5 milligrams, for about 3 weeks since I increased to the higher dose. I am so happy to report that I have not had any symptoms, no nausea, no diarrhea, and my food cravings disappeared. I don't have any food noise. Food noise has to do with those times when you feel like something that you crave is calling you. For me, it was butter toffee peanuts. I had that problem for a couple months, or it may be M&Ms, it may be whatever it is. You just hear it. You're always thinking about what you're going to eat next. In addition to trying to go on a weight loss journey and be healthy, you're finding yourself fighting against this noise that you hear in your mind as it relates to food. Now, I did not have any sugar cravings this week, and I want to tell you that because I have something to talk about a little bit later in the video. So the increase to the 5 milligrams has been really helpful for me. Let's talk about the goals that I set last week. And this is going to be real quick. Goal 1 was keeping hydrated by drinking 64 ounces of water per day. I did not drink hardly any water this past week. My second goal was to eat my last meal by 5 p.m. I did that about 90 or to 95% of the time, so I'm not really that worried about that. The only thing I ate probably after 5 p.m. was like a snack, some popcorn or something like that. The third goal was to write in my journal for most of the week. I have to say, I did not write in my journal at all this past week. I'll get into the details about this a little later. And the fourth goal was to get a little walking in. I didn't get any walking in this past week. Needless to say, I'll be setting all of these as goals for next week. Now, I want to give a brief recap of the past 10 weeks. Again, this is my 11th week on my Mounjaro journey as a whole. I mentioned earlier that I took the 2.5 milligram injections between Thursday, December the 26th through Thursday, February 2025. That was an 8 week period of time, and I had a net weight loss of 6 pounds on the 2.5 dose. I have been taking the 5 milligram injection since Thursday, February the 27th, 2025. So total on Mounjaro, 11 weeks. Total on the 5 milligram dose, 3 weeks. The other thing I want to mention is that I take my injections on Thursdays at 7 p.m. This past week, I was a little late. I took it around 8:30, but generally I take it around 7 p.m. And I do rotate my injection spots. And to keep track of how I do that, I use this little sticky to tell me, okay, you took it at this point on this date, you took it to this point on this date, this is supposed to be my belly button. And then I put an X on it. I should have X'd this out. I put an X when I do the actual injection. So I keep track that way. And then the other thing that I do is after doing research, you're supposed to do the 2 inches from the belly button, and you can do that by doing 2 fingers. I want to mention that because one week, I don't think I did the 2 fingers, and from my belly button, I did it up a little higher, and I could tell the difference. I did not feel the results right away. What I mean by that is normally when I take the Mounjaro, I feel different. I feel a little loopy the following day because it's getting right in my system. And that's why they encourage when you do the injections to put them as close to your belly button as possible. But it's important to do the rotation because if you don't rotate your injection spots, that it's been reported that people can get some little scar tissue where they have been consistently injecting. That's just a long spiel to say if you're doing the injectables, whether it's Mounjaro or Wegovy, Ozempic, make sure that you rotate your injection spots. Now, let's talk about what we are here to find out. I weigh in every Saturday. I try to do it in the morning, but my weigh-in dates are Saturday. This past Saturday, March the 15th, I weighed in and I lost 1.2 pounds. And I'll talk more about that a little bit later on in the video. My net overall weight results since I started Mounjaro on December 26, 2024, equal a net weight loss of 9 pounds. I arrived at this figure by subtracting my last weight on Saturday, March the 15th, from what I weighed when I began taking Mounjaro. Now, I mentioned in prior videos, once I lose a little bit more weight and I feel more comfortable, I will share what my beginning weight was. I also wanted to explain that the net weight loss represents gaining weight, gaining weight, and losing some more weight. I am happy that the weight seems to be coming off, and I'm also happy at the pace at which it comes off. I did want to discuss a few other things that happened this week for me. I mentioned earlier that I did not have any sugar cravings. I did not have any food noise, but I did do a little emotional eating this week. I went to my hairdresser this past Wednesday, March the 12th, and she treated me to lunch from a soul food restaurant that was new to me. I had fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, candied yams, and oh my goodness, everything was delicious. I've mentioned before, I'm one of these people, I get into certain kicks as far as food is concerned. I'll be on an Italian food kick. I might get on a Mexican food kick. Well, this week it was a soul food kick, and I'm not blaming my hairdresser. It was all me. So, guess what I did? On Thursday, the 13th, yes, I did. I ordered the same thing. I actually went to the restaurant myself and I ordered exactly what I had before, but I ordered an extra side of mac and cheese, an extra side of candy yams, and I also ordered potato salad. Now, I wanted to try the banana pudding because I heard that it is delicious, but they didn't have any, so I had a piece of chocolate cake and a Sprite. I'm not even a chocolate cake eater, but that chocolate cake was good. Now, I did not eat everything in one sitting. I had enough left over to eat some more on Friday. So basically, I had a soul food kick for 3 days straight, and it did not disappoint. The other thing that I did, which I haven't done in a while, is on Friday, March the 14th, I went to a business mixer where I had 3 glasses of wine, potato chips, and a cupcake. Going to the mixer was big for me. What I'll share is I have been dealing with social anxiety for probably about 2 years now, to where I don't like to be out in crowds, where I don't like to even go out of my house. And you are looking at a person who was a public speaker for many years, in addition to being a manager, where I managed managers for a long time. So that means I'm around people all the time, every day, all day. But something happened when we had to close up. I just did not want to be around people. And if I'm honest, I really am an introvert, even though most people who know me think that I'm an extrovert. And I'll tell you the difference. Based on my research, an extrovert, they tend to get their energy from being around people. They get energized. Whereas introverts, their energy is zapped when they're around people. And that's me. Now, when I'm around people, I tend to be the belle of the ball. Okay. I tell the jokes, I have everybody laughing, and I have a really good time, but I am exhausted after I'm around people. And it's not like I'm putting on, that is just my personality. I'm very outgoing. So that's why I was really surprised to learn that I'm an introvert. Some people think that when you say you're an introvert, you're you're shy. That's not what it means. It means that your energy is zapped when you are around a lot of people, and that's me. So getting back to the social anxiety that I've been experiencing, it's been really hard. I have not, for example, done simple things like going grocery shopping. That has been difficult for me. Instead of going into a grocery store, I prefer to go into Walgreens or something like that to just grab what I need to grab. And for fruits and vegetables, I might not even get them. It was either the last video or the video before I went grocery shopping. And I went to a super Walmart. So you could imagine how busy that is. That was huge for me because, again, I have not really been out. I've been in my house, mostly in my room. And I'll talk a little bit more about that because a lot of times when people are dealing with their weight, there are other underlying issues that they may be addressing. So I just wanted to share that with you. There's more. I did not take any of my regular prescription medications or daily vitamins this week. I also did not take my daily blood sugar at all this week. I also did not do my daily morning routine, which includes me spending time in prayer, reading my Bible, writing in my gratitude journal. I do these things daily. I did none of them. And I'll explain to you why I think it happened. I think I was slipping into feeling a little helpless. My oldest daughter has been having these particular goals of doing different things, and things have not worked out for her. And as a mom, I don't care how old your children are. My oldest one is 27, my baby is 23. When things don't work out for your kids, I feel like I'm supposed to fix everything for my children. So I think that maybe I started feeling some kind of way that my baby is getting this information and that information. She did not want, it's not her health. I'll talk about that a little later, what it is. If she gives me permission to talk about it, I will. But I just felt bummed for my baby. And I think that I use that as an opportunity to just go off track. Okay. I felt overwhelmed, not in control of things. And what I find about myself is I tend to self sabotage, and it usually manifests in going off course or in overindulgence for me. What I will say is, I did have an appointment with my therapist this past Thursday, and I was able to discuss some of the things, get those things off my chest, and that was very helpful. I also went to an all night prayer visual with my aunt and cousins, and I hadn't been on one of those in about 30 years. So it felt so good to do that. But saying all this to say, for me, this is a holistic journey, meaning that weight is just one component, is dealing with the body part of me. But we know that we are made up of spirit, our soul, which is our mind, our thinker, our decision maker, and our body. And for me, it appears that I just feel out of alignment with all of it. Also, when I don't do the spiritual work that I need to do, that is talking to God, listening to God, praying, journaling, reading my Bible, putting that time in, that fellowship with God. Whatever days I don't do it, I can feel a difference. That's what I'll say. And it's similar to when you don't take your vitamins, like not taking the medicine. I feel a certain way. And it's like a domino effect for me. I didn't do my spiritual stuff, didn't do my stuff I need to do as far as medications are concerned. So I just felt like I just got thrown completely off, and I did it. I did it. I just wanted to share that with you. As I mentioned earlier, for this week's upcoming goals, because I'm getting back on track, the goal is to drink at least 64 ounces of water every day. The goal is to eat my last meal no later than 5 o'clock every day, to write in my journal most of the week. The fourth thing that I'm going to do is get back on track with my daily routine, spending time with God in prayer, reading my devotional, and those type of things. Okay. So this week's word of the week is resilience. No matter the challenges or the setback, remember, and I am reminding myself, and I am talking to myself, that every step forward, it counts. Staying strong and keep pushing and never underestimating our ability to bounce back. That's what resilience is about. Feel free to use resilience as your word of the week. If you have your own word of the week, how about sharing it in the comments? I'd love to support you as well. All right, that's all for this week's update. I'm excited to keep going. I'd love to hear from you. How are you doing thus far? Are you currently on a weight loss journey? And if you have any tips or advice you'd like to share, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. I would really appreciate it because this is a community that we're building together where we are supporting one another by exchanging information. A lot of the information that I have learned, I'm sharing with you and I'm using as I'm on this journey. I have gleaned from other communities on YouTube, on the internet, just seeing what are other people experiencing, what do they suggest. If you believe this video could be helpful to someone else, feel free to share it with a friend or family member who might be facing a similar situation. The more we support and uplift each other, the smoother this journey becomes. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and keep going. We've got this. God bless.